and right now the Jets have a big question mark at quarterback. What are your thoughts on that situation, not knowing?
Yeah, I mean, the situation, it is what it is. Obviously, I'm coming in with my understanding that, this is the guy. And, that doesn't scare me away at all. I've seen Sam do great things, and, I have all the belief in him. And, whichever direction they decide to go, it's on me to make sure that I'm ready.
Not very convincing explanation from Corey Davis that Sam is the guy. He says, right. I'm coming in with the understanding that he's the guy, but whatever direction they decide to go in, it's on me. And then he was asked a follow-up question. So they told you that Sam Darnold is going to be the starting quarterback, and his response was something like, yeah, that's my understanding. Look, they're not going to disclose to him or anyone else what they're planning on doing. Right. All that matters to him is that's the team he's playing for now, and he trusts that they're going to have a quarterback at least as good as Sam Darnold ready to go come week one.
No doubt about it. And, again, I think that there is belief in that Jets organization that Sam Darnold can be a good quarterback and lead them to the playoffs and the promised land. I do, and I think they also look at it from the same, the factor that he does fit in the offense that Mike LaFleur is going to run and everything there too. So I don't, like we said before I started evaluating quarterbacks and doing all that. I don't think that's a wrong move if they keep Sam Darnold and decide to, maybe trade the number 2 pick away to somebody who is hot on Zach Wilson, or, maybe they take somebody else at number 2. I don't know. It's not horrible. I just know, the way I look at it, Zach Wilson's got some really, really special attributes to his game, really special, that fit that offense even more than Sam Darnold, like we talked about with Rodgers up there with Green Bay and Matt LaFleur. So that'll be interesting. And listen, I think that you'll hear the Sam Darnold trade talk and everything start to heat up more after the Jets get to check all their boxes and get to see, the Zach Wilson pro day and get to meet him a little bit and bring him in and do that, to where there'll be a decision made to go, okay, we like this guy. The person confirmed everything we saw on film. Now let's shop Sam Darnold. Or they get done with the process and, there's something they don't like about Zach Wilson, and they move on. And then they say, okay, Sam's the guy, and does anybody want the number 2 pick? So that'll be interesting too. And here's one thing that, again, just draft stuff that bothers me, right? Narratives. One thing I hear with Zach Wilson, and people ask me this when I go on radio, well, he's a rich kid. Okay.
Laissez-faire upbringing. Yes.
Yes. But my comment to that would be like, Peyton and Eli, they weren't poor. Okay. Yeah. I think they were kind of rich, right? Chris Simms was rich. We can go on and on down the line. That doesn't mean jack diddly squat, and a lot of the times with those type of people, if you have a father who's worked hard and set a good example, you get to see and go, wait, that's what I got to do to be successful. I got to be like Dad. I see him working, and he gets after it every day. The other thing that people always take for granted in that situation, and I'll be the first to tell you, is I like being able to have money and do what I want to do. So I was willing to work because I wanted to live the life that I had grown up in and wanted to continue to do that and not have to think about, penny pinching and all those type of things. And I think sometimes that gets overlooked in this situation too.
I'm just glad to know that is a trigger for you. I mean, criticism of quarterback prospects because they're rich.
I don't like some of those narratives, like I said, where Zach Wilson, we talk about, again, the competition, and then yet with Trey Lance, who's also in the first-round conversation, competition's not part of the conversation. I don't know why, but that's not. And I just don't understand why some things become like synonymous with a player, and then the other guy gets a free pass on the same thing, and that's bothers me about the draft process.
Can I be completely candid about why this happens?
Yeah, tell me.
Because the draftnik industry, the people who are only in this to tell us about the players coming out of the draft, they get manipulated. They get manipulated by their sources,
and the storylines, and their sources
know that look. Every team that likes a guy wants to spread bad stuff so the guy falls down the board and they can get him. and a team that doesn't like a guy will spread all kind of good stuff because they want some sucker to draft the guy before they are on the board, pushing down someone they want. So the people who do draft and only draft, I think, fall victim to that because they are preyed upon by scouts who have their agenda.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.